Hey everyone, this is Kieran from MSK Physio, and today we're going to be looking at the 90-90 stretch. It's a very popular exercise at the moment. It has its roots probably just in being able to sit on the ground, but if you feel like you're wanting to get more flexible hips or just get more comfortable sitting on the ground, then give this exercise a go. So as a precursor, this exercise isn't the best starting point for a lot of people, even though this might be where they want to start. That depends on different factors for everyone. Probably the main limitation most people have is internal rotation of the back leg, and that's what prevents them from comfortably getting into this exercise. So we'll go over what that looks like, and if you identify that that's your issue, then have a look at our other hip internal rotation exercises and work through that first before jumping into this. There's ways around it to develop the external rotation at the hip if the internal rotation is a limiter. So what that means is my back leg is probably going to be the limitation for most people, but they'll still get something out of it for the front leg. The trouble is you may not get into the positions which are really advantageous to you because of the back leg. So one of the ways around that is to have a bolster under this hip to raise you up and reduce the requirement or the flexibility requirement on this back leg. I'll just grab a bolster. So bolster could be, well, it could be a rolled up yoga mat, could be some nice meditation pillows, anything that's going to raise you up. I'm going to pop this underneath my pocket and sit up like this. You might like something longer, something that's going to contact. If you have more contact on your skin, generally your body's going to give you a little more flexibility. Whether that's perceived safety or not, don't know, but it is a phenomenon. So for the external rotation component of this exercise, I'm already in external rotation to begin with. Now this also reduces the requirement of the external rotation on the hip as well as the internal rotation. So what do? I'm going to bring my chest towards my shin to start with. I'm kind of going that direction. I think a lot of people focus on the outside here, and that's not to say that that's not useful. If you feel like you get a stretch in this back pocket, go for it. What I'd propose though is you're starting to aim so that you're trying to touch your shoulder down to this foot here so that you're coming in this direction. And it's just going to create a little bit more of a pull through these glute muscles. Now you don't need to go to max stretch, but what you also want to think about is developing the capacity to hold yourself here with those muscles. It's all well and good if a muscle can get somewhere in a relaxed position, but it's potentially of more use if you can do it actively. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm trying to push this whole leg down. If I had stuff under here, I'm squishing it. So I'm holding myself down there. That's one aspect of the contraction. The second aspect of the contraction is actually to try and pull myself into the ground. So if I had something here, like my fist, I'm trying to squish my fist. So as I'm here and I'm squishing, I'm squishing, I'm squishing, I'm squishing, and then as I relax, I'm going to get a little more range. And if I go again and I'm squishing and I'm squishing and I'm squishing, and then relax, and I'm going again. If I do the other one, where if I squish the black pillow, so I'm pushing my leg the other way, now I'm pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, and then relax again. So nice exercise for getting some of that external rotation. If the internal rotation was a limitation though, then go to our other exercise for internal rotation of the hip. And eventually though, what you can do is work on getting the back leg. So you got to rotate around. I'm trying to put my hand under here, and I'm trying to get my sit bone down onto the ground. A lot of people are going to crank into their spine. It's not a bad thing. You're just getting the stretch maybe not where you want it to be. So it's about this sit bone under here being able to contact the ground. That's what's going to give that true internal rotation at the hip. So you're trying to connect the pelvis to the ground, okay? So I'm there before I think about rotating my torso around. It's more of just, okay, can I actually just contact that? You can see my pelvis is rolling, and that rotation is happening at the hip, okay? So work through that and then start to increase with rotation. Both really good options for improving flexibility, but you're probably going to get generally more benefit going forward in an active sense if you're upright and developing strength through those ranges. Otherwise, you can go into our floor sitting article series, and there's a whole bunch of different floor positions that you can sit in, which will just give you flexibility because you're there over time. You're probably looking at 12 to 18 month time frames though for developing enough flexibility to really comfortably sit on the ground. It's a worthy endeavor because once you get it, you probably won't lose it again. And we also know it's a predictor for mortality, being able to get up and down off the ground. So get comfortable here and you won't regret it. If you like this video, then please hit like below. Otherwise, to check out more of our content in the future, you can subscribe to our channel by clicking our logo over here. And to check out our latest video, click up here.